Welcome back to BazookaTraining.com here in the home workout section. Today, we're focusing on our shadowboxing, but specifically trying to mix our weapons. My biggest pet peeve is when we only use one. The beauty, the artistry of martial arts is mixing and matching all your weapons and strikes. So let's get right into our workout. So we're gonna start. I don't wanna overwhelm you by mixing everything at once. So we're gonna start with our upper body first in this first round. So with our boxing, right, I want you to mix one, uppercuts, hooks, straight punches. That is one way to diversify your combinations. I don't want them always straight. I don't always want them at one level. So you start by mixing the body, the head, the liver shots, angled shovels, rounds, uppercuts, right? So that's the first way we can start making our combinations a little bit more advanced, level changing, right? The other thing we want to do is start mixing angles when I combo, right? So I'm here, I can hit the body, create a small angle, so we're starting to pick it up. Now with boxing, naturally, it's nice to mix in our elbows, right? We're staying upper body. So I'm going to start using my jab to set up my lead elbow. I can do 1-2 into my lead elbow, right? And then I can set up my rear side elbow. Jab, jab, rear elbow. I can go 1-2, boom, attack with my rear side. So when you do your elbows, you can use lead to set up the same side, rear, same side, or I alternate, right? I can mix and match my punches to my elbows. Now, with our elbows, you can also mix in the angle. So I can come horizontal, up, right? 1-2, 1, up. Sometimes I can throw my elbows in combination. So you can start seeing now, not only are we mixing levels with our punches, our angles with our punches, we're doing the same thing with our elbows. Up elbows, horizontal, cut down, mixed with the boxing. Now, with the mixing of the weapons, you also don't just want to go punch to elbow. You want to start flowing again. So I could punch to elbows, back to boxing, okay? So that's how we're going to mix them up very well. Okay, so the natural transition now is we're starting to slow and finish round one. Naturally, when it's inside, right, we're going to start introducing our knees, okay? So I could use my boxing to set up my knees, which sets up my elbows, and I'm going to go with that, all right? So once we're going to get into this next round, we've introduced boxing, elbows, and now our knees, okay? Now, when you start this round, let's start practicing by putting all three together, okay? So I don't care what order at this point, but let's start practicing. So I can use my boxing to set up my elbows, which then sets up my knees. That would be the logical transition of the three. My boxing is the longest. I'm going to step in. I'm going to use intelligent stepping, right? This is where we get more advanced. So my boxing, I need to close my distance to elbow. So I use a tie hop. I can use a slide in, and then I can elbow into my knees, and then I create an exit, okay? So not only are we mixing our strikes, we're going to put the full, what I call, equation together. So we might use our feinting, our circling before we attack. I'll use my boxing to my elbows, to my knees, and then I build in an exit attack, okay? So now when you start getting comfortable, mix them up, right? I could maybe here start with an elbow, knee, and then fire out my hands. There is no wrong answer. What happens is you just need to visualize the distance of you and your opponent. So if you're visualizing, look, I come inside. My first one might be a knee into my elbow, then I might box, right? In, out, circle, angle, it's for you to decide, okay? Now, we obviously have to progress and add to our next strike. So the next logical strike is going to be our legs, okay? So before we get carried away, let's slow it down a little bit, and let's just warm up with our punches to kick or kick to punches, right? That's a nice logical one, right? That starts, so punch to kick. Okay, I'm just using two of the weapons right now, okay? Boom, punch to kick. I don't always want to punch first. I might kick into my punches, okay? So you can see constantly mixing kick to punch or punch to kick. Now, logically, as we're warming up here now, we're going to mix in some strikes, which logically is going to come to our knees. So the formula I like to use here, I can go boxing, kicks into my knees, or another beautiful one would be kicking first, punching into my knees, right? So you're just visualizing the change of distance, right? So you can already start seeing how we can start making our combinations a little bit more advanced, a little bit more level changing, angle changing. So you're creating diversity to your combinations by mixing your levels, right? Mixing your angles, now mixing your strikes. Very important. I just need to repeat before we get into this last round. One of the biggest pet peeves is solo kicking or solo boxing. You got to start putting them together. And it's cool to maybe go punch to kick, kick to punch, but we have other weapons to add. So in this final round, which starts now, let's mix and match. Now we have 4 areas, right? Punches, right? 1, okay. Elbows, 2, knees, 3, kicks, 4. The challenge in this final round is I need to see at least 2, 3, or even if you want to get creative, 4, okay, all put together, okay? I don't want to just see one of the levels of striking. So you got to have at least punch to kick, punch to knee, and then experiment, right? I might go kick, punch, elbow, knee. I want to put them all together, right? Change the order of them if you want. I might box to knee to an exit kick to step into my elbows, right? Mix them up and put all these strikes together. Let's get creative. Now, I'll repeat myself here once again because it is that important. Yes, we're mixing our weapons. Important. We're mixing them all up. We're putting them in combination. We're changing angles. We're changing levels. That's great. That's our concept. But we want to make it high-level stuff here, right? So before we even attack, I'm going to mix in my feinting, right? I'm going to feint before I attack. When I attack, I'm mixing levels, I'm mixing angles, I'm mixing weapons. I'm diversifying my attack, trying to kind of be creative, be an artist, martial artist, right? That's what we are. So mixing my strikes. But I don't just stop. I got to move my feet again, circle, create my distance, feint again, and then repeat the whole process, okay? Let's get creative. I don't want to see punches starting it off. Let's get creative. Start with your kicks, right? Have you thrown your front kicks yet, right? That's something else. Learn to kind of set things up off of front kicks, right? Front kicks, I might go into knees, elbows. After my elbows, I might box. I might create my exit and move again, okay? So you should start understanding the importance of mixing your weapons, diversifying your combinations, and this is where the artistry comes from. All right, I hope you learned a lot in today's episode. It's a very important one. This is why shadowboxing is the best way. With pad holding, what's going to happen is you're following your instructor, you're following your teammate. They're giving you combinations that they like. This allows you to be free flow and allows you to brainstorm and create your own type of flow and energy. All right, let's go. I'll see you next time here at bazookatraining.com.
Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website is going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.